The wind is the story this morning. You can see it in my hair. You can probably see it in my eyelashes, which I don't know if they're going to make it till the end of the show. And we could feel it as soon as we stepped out of our news truck earlier today, where Highway 50 is shut down in both directions because of a very serious rock slide. Take a look right behind me here. You can see Caltrans crews. Despite this strike stretching into its sixth day, the teachers and staff I've been talking with right here on the picket lines tell me they are willing to keep going for as long as it takes. Plus, the governor floats a new way to give you a break on rising gas prices. But how much could you really save? We have kind of been in the thick of things for the past hour. My photographer Victor just hiked in and he saw 1, 2, possibly 3 homes on fire. Just the indoor water park alone is said to be the size of the entire field at Levi's Stadium, where the San Francisco 49ers play. And that snow has not stopped one bit. It is absolutely still coming down on us at this hour, and it's only gotten thicker over the past couple of hours. This is the first time Republican Mayor Kevin Lincoln will be holding an in-person State of the City address since first being elected about a year and a half ago. Unlike the campfire, they had about an hour to grab what they could and evacuate, hoping they would still have this home to return to. This massive tree over here fell on Tuesday night, and neighbors have spent the past 2 days working to help clean this up. Plus, the nation faces a critical blood shortage. I'll tell you about the new incentive to give blood and save money. Many of the folks forced to move out of here today told me they are only going right across the street, and many of which are still digging out, like this car you see right behind us in the Safeway parking lot. That's just one of several cars buried in right now. Now, a brief shelter-in-place order was also given out to immediate surrounding neighbors of this home that you see right behind me, diligently working to make sure every single vote that was dropped off, mailed in, or made in person gets counted. This was a story that I spent 4 years working on and reporting on. 5 years of no answers. I wanted so badly for there to be justice in this case. The Harlow apartment complex in Arden Arcade, which you see right behind me here, is where dozens of tenants reported getting slapped with an unexpected $400 water bill last month. When they felt like their concerns were not being heard, they called us saying they had no one else left to turn to. But here at ABC 10, we stand for you, so we got them some answers.
With the turn of a faucet, Angie Boss washes her hands before lunch.
We don't use that much water.
Wondering why her May 1st water bill was more than 11 times the flat rate of $35 that's written into her lease.
I don't have $400 laying around to be put into a utility bill that I wasn't expecting.
That's a third of what she pays for rent now in a quiet 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit that doesn't have its own washer and dryer at the Harlow apartment complex in Arden Arcade.
My heart fell to my stomach.
She already got a second $400 water bill, this time for the months of January through March.
What if I have no other choice and I don't want anything bad to go on my record?
No notice. No communication.
And she wasn't alone.
Then when we was trying to contact management, she got, oh, I don't have nothing to do with it. And nobody at corporate was answering their phone. So
Leota Laban said after living here for 7 years, she knows these bills down to the penny.
it's kind of like a blow to the chest because, you know, with after the COVID and everything, like, who's really got money or assets like that?
They say 87 tenants in this complex all got 2 of these surprise bills, ranging from $200 to $600 each.
What changed between that flat rate and now getting $400?
The ownership.
Last November, the complex transitioned from DJA Properties to Tryon Living. But before that, some tenants were given this notice from DJA back in July of 2021 of a change in tenancy, saying that the flat fee for utilities would be changed to actual usage for your building based on the square footage of your unit. It wasn't until May 1st when tenants got the surprise bills under new management.
Well, it's very frustrating because, like, if they decide to kick us out, where can we go?
We don't even know where to go or where to get a resolution.
That's when I started asking questions. While Tryon Living never got back to us, their new outsourced utility company, Conservice, did, providing a statement saying, after ABC 10 brought this to our attention, we thoroughly investigated the bills initially sent to tenants. Unfortunately, during the transition to the new billing method, several errors and omissions were made. The new bills have been calculated and are being distributed to the tenants that are much more in line with expectations.
There should be some kind of law or state law or something in the regulations to where this cannot happen.
An attorney for Conservice added that new bills and letters will be handed out to tenants this week. And for those who may have already paid these extremely high bills, their accounts will be credited. For anyone else who believes they may be going through the same situation with their utility company, we posted more information on how you can get help on our website, abc10.com. It didn't take long after airing Daryl and Carol Del Monte's story last week for our phones right here in the newsroom to start ringing. A viewer, Nancy, and her husband George were so touched by this story, they called asking if they could spend a few hours volunteering to clean up this home for the two homebound seniors over the weekend. As bags of fermenting garbage piled up inside of Daryl and Carol Del Monte's small Sacramento apartment.
So literally we've had nobody.
After they say the help they've relied on for the past 8 years from Sacramento County's in-home supportive services program stopped showing up more than 6 months ago and instead said it's their responsibility to find, hire, and oversee their own caregivers.
I never dreamed that I would end up living like this.
Viewer and Good Samaritan Nancy and her husband George weren't about to let the story end there.
It's heartbreaking because when Carol said, "We don't live like this," that got me. And I thought, Carol, I'm going to see if I can help you not live like this.
So they packed up their cleaning supplies and extra trash bags and drove down from Antelope.
It's going to take us a while, okay?
Nancy mentioned that she didn't want any credit for this. She didn't even want to be on camera. She said all she wanted was to take out their trash.
It really hurts to think people are living like this and nobody pays attention. It was just a need I wanted to help because we could all be in this position anytime. It doesn't matter your age.
And that helping hand was more than this couple even dreamed of.
I feel a big time sense of relief. At least we know we've got somebody in the moment who is going to help take some of the load off our back.
We're overwhelmed with gratitude to Channel 10 for airing the story first of all, and then to these kind people who are volunteering their time and effort to help us. But their fight with the county's in-home supportive services program is not over, as they are still looking for a more permanent solution, pushing the county for more help in finding a long-term caregiver. We will continue to follow this for you and let you know what happens. Walt?
Yeah, Lena, so you have the Del Montes here, and 6 months since they've had people come to their house. How many other people are in the system? There's got to be more than just the Del Montes, right?
Yeah, that's right. Sacramento County tells me they have a little more than 32,000 seniors in their in-home supportive services program. So you can just imagine that's quite a few people relying on this program for care throughout the year, 365 days.
Yeah, and we reached out to the county. What did they say?
The county says, you know, at this point in time, they can't discuss a specific case for the Del Monte family or for anyone else for that matter. So at this point in time, we're still working to get answers from the county.
Yeah, they cited privacy concerns with the Del Montes, and it's like, well, the Del Montes reached out to us. I think they've kind of waived their privacy. We would like to know specifically about these people. But okay, Lena, stay on it. A lot of people affected by this, not just the Del Montes, likely.
I want to give you a look at just how close Baker's Donuts is to some of their corporate competitors. They already have Krispy Kreme on their right-hand side here, and they caught wind that Dunkin' Donuts is moving in on the other side of the street next to the AM/PM store you see behind us later this year. For 38 years, Susie Hem has weathered every storm to keep her American dream alive.
Coming about 7 days a week, you know, so every day.
Immigrating from Cambodia after high school, she opened Baker's Donuts on Florin Road at just 19 years old.
This is for my living. all my life. I've been in here.
Building a name and reputation for her business, which some regulars say has grown into a Sacramento staple.
The real people of Sacramento, they know this spot.
Even back in the year 2000, during the market crash, this single mother of two faced the toughest storm of her career when sales dropped, forced to sleep in her car with her kids for 2 years in order to keep the business open.
That time they was like 8 or 9 years old, you know.
And when Krispy Kreme moved in right next door 8 years ago, she says their sales actually got a nice lightning bolt.
We know that we be strong, make good donut, and loyalty customer will come back for us. They make donut by machine. We make by hand.
But a dark cloud still hovers over her business as Sacramento County confirms with ABC 10 that there are plans for a Dunkin' Donuts to move in across the street next to an AM/PM store. Although the county says they haven't applied for a business license yet, they did put a request through for a sign.
I say, why they do that? It's too close.
And while she says it's her unique homemade donuts topped with things like bacon or cookie butter that set her business aside from the corporate big dogs, her customers say it's the people.
The way they treat you. You're not just a customer. They know faces. They've been coming through here for years.
Which is why Susie says this looming pink and orange storm is a storm worth weathering.
I know I'm gonna make it. They're not gonna be. I mean, they're gonna be there, but not busy like us. I believe that.
Susie says she believes their drive-through and social media marketing done by her son are also things that will keep people coming back, not to mention just the loyalty of her long-standing regular customers once Dunkin' opens up later this year.